Welcome back, guys. We are here with another Basingstoke episode here for you. I have done about 2 months or so since the last episode, so it's been about 9 or 10 games. So it's kind of consistent, actually. I think it was the same in the last episode. So let's try and roll with this. About 9 or 10 games per episode to go through, then a livecom at the end. Because it seems to be working pretty well so far. But yes, we have made a couple of new transfers as well. Not too many. But I don't know if I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm constantly going through new signings because, first of all, the amount of injuries we're getting and suspensions we're getting, so that doesn't help. And secondly, because I'm just trying to find like players and a formation that clicks, and I'm slowly getting there because it's actually gone pretty well so far. You're going to find out in the next few minutes. As you can see, the finances, we're still hanging in there. We've got 50 grand in the bank, but it is slowly going down. That is because we had a decent cup run, as you'll see in a second as well. It's still projected to be quite significantly in debt coming into the season, but our finances are going up, although they have gone straight back down again. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. I do think we should be alright financially, and if not, we've got a squad now that maybe with one or two alterations will be good enough to stay in this division and challenge to get promoted. But anyway, let's go straight into the schedule. Last episode, it was the 4-2 win over Bromley, which we did very well to come back from after being 2-0 down. If you remember, I was very happy with that. Next up, we had a game against Chelmsford, where again, our usual trick, not particularly playing well in the first half, but then second half, or more particularly the last 30 minutes, something like that, we just kind of go into next gear, kind of like Man United of a few years ago under Sir Alex Ferguson. If we don't play well, we grind it out, and then just kick into gear in the last 10-15 minutes. And it's good to see, because it shows we've got spirit within the squad, and I like that. Anyway, we've got 2 knocks, so injuries still being a bit of a bitch. Andrew Jenkinson and Enver Maroon with the injuries, but Manny Williams and Kevin Kranz with the goals. Next, we had Weston-super-Mare. We actually had a good all-round game. We dominated the game from start to almost finish, to about the 75th minute, where they must have gone on overload or something, because they started to really pepper our goal. And they did get a goal late on through Ollie Barnes, but a brace from Kevin Kranz won us that game, which was good to see. We then had the FA Cup first round. Kevin Kranz with a goal in the 12th minute, so we actually played for the most part, we played well in this game, but the own goal from Robbie Rice was an absolute disaster, as you're about to see. Let's wait for it to load up. It was an absolute disaster. It was literally just a cross in, and he was under no pressure, and he just literally let it roll off him into the goal. Anyway, let's let this load up. It's taking a little while here. Here we go. I had it. What am I doing? What's happened? I'm a retard. Alright, let's go back to this. I pressed space to pause it. I didn't think it would go to submit team. It's a good thing I've got an injury, otherwise we'd have been straight into submitting the team. That couldn't have gone much worse. Yes, I have it on really fast because the last game I got really frustrated and I just wanted it over with. I know it's really bad management and stuff like that, but I just got so frustrated. Anyway, as you can see, they have the baller out wide. He crosses it in from a deep position. Just there, Robbie Rice under no pressure, he just literally lets it roll off him into the goal. And all he had to do was either control it, let it roll past his body, then run and get it, or let it roll out of his body and just go out of play. He was under no pressure, but he decided, no, I want to score a goal. It's just a fucking shame it was the wrong net. But anyway, we'll move on. Next game. This game frustrated me. 3-0 against St Albans, who were like 19th in the table at the time, and we was at home. I have no idea what happened. We was playing so well beforehand. It was just a complete blip. 2 more injuries. One to our keeper. But I have no keeper on the bench because I only have 5 subs. So I didn't think I'd need a keeper on the bench, as it's very rare you get an injury. So I had to play, who was it? Nicholas Liskov here, who came on, as you can see. He had to go in goal purely because he was the tallest player I have. He's from like 190 centimetres, so he's about 6'4", 6'5". But at that point, it was already 1-0. The game was pretty much done because any shot they had on target that wasn't straight at the keeper is going to go in. And Lloyd Macklin also got injured again. But anyway, moving on to more positive things. The replay against Chelmsford. Away from home, this was... is weird. It is probably one of our best performances this season in terms of we played well throughout the game. But again, there was a little period of about 10 minutes where we were awful. I mean, we raced into a 3-goal lead after 27 minutes. Kevin Crange with 2, Robbie Rice a penalty. And then as soon as we scored that penalty, we just went to shit. And they scored 2 goals, Josh Llewellyn and then Lee Sawyer with a penalty of his own. And then as soon as they scored a penalty, we went back on top again. And the game was just petering out because we were controlling it. They weren't really getting the ball and doing anything. We were just, like I said, controlling it, not really looking to go forward. But then we got a free kick about 22, 23 yards out. And Robbie Rice took it and scored in the 77th minute, which was very nice. Although we did get another knock, Manny Williams this time. Then back into the league, bottom of the table, Hemel Hempstead. We beat them 3-1, so we did the double over them, which is always nice. Yet again, back to our old tricks. Second half performance. We went 1-0 down just after half time, Zach Reynolds, and it looked like it was going to stay that because we wasn't really playing that well. Then again, I made a few slight changes to the instructions, and we just rocketed after that. We smashed it. 3 late goals in the last 20 minutes through Jamal Branca, who I actually signed. I don't know if I signed him in the last episode, but I'll have a look in a minute. Chris Flood and Afinyi Allen with the late goals. 2 more injuries, Robbie Rice and Richard Langley this time. Next up, a very good victory. Maidenhead are right up there with us. They are challenging for the playoffs, and we beat them 2-0 away, and we were relatively comfortable. We scored in the first minute, I think something like 27 seconds or something like that, for an own goal, Simon Downer. And then we went 2-0 up a few minutes later through Simon Dunn, and we just kind of controlled the game after that. Another injury, though, to Omar Karoma, which was disappointing. The next up, probably my most disappointing moment of the season. Getting beat 3-0 by lower league opposition in the Cup. In the FA, the FA Trophy, I don't really give it 2 shits about, to be honest, 'cause the prize money is very minimal, if I remember rightly, from FM15. But, yeah, just the fact that we got knocked out, and we were the better team, is just they finished their chances, we didn't, which is frustrating. I mean, to be fair, the penalty was a penalty. The first goal I don't really remember, but Richard Paquette's goal, who's getting on a bit now, he's been for many clubs throughout the years, is a cracking finish, about 15, 16 yards out, top corner, crossbar and in. No keeper in the world would have saved it. But, just to put the icing on the cake, another injury, this time to Jamal Branca. Next up, we got finally knocked out of the FA Cup, and I'm quite disappointed with this, to be honest, because although we was away from home against Dover, who are in the conference, I genuinely thought we had a chance. As you can see, Dover are struggling massively. They're in the relegation zone. They're down there in 22nd place. So I genuinely thought we had a chance of doing well. But we didn't. Not really. They just kind of kept us at arm's length for the whole game. We went 1-0 up very early on, as you can see through Stephen Payne. And then after that, whilst we looked dangerous, we never really created anything. We kind of got to the final third, but then our final ball was lacking. We didn't really know what to do with it. It was kind of as if we're facing higher opposition. We just kind of got starstruck. I mean, it's only Dover, but compared to Basingstoke, they are a much bigger team. And then Nathan Smart got sent off, so if it's not an injury, it is a suspension right now. And then we recovered well against Sutton United, 3-0 victory. Yet again, second half performance saved us. Kevin Cranz, Simon Dunn and Robbie Rice all scoring goals of about in the last 20 minutes or so. Which again is good to see, in the fact that we can continue going, and even though our players are knackered, they find a bit of, I don't know, they find something in the last, like I said, 20 minutes or so, and then it's kick into gear, and it's good to see. It's just the fact that we're so inconsistent in the first half. Like, one game will be good in the first half, the next game will be god-awful. That's something that needs to be sorted out. But anyway, we won that 3-0, which is always good, but 2 more injuries, this time to Andrew Jenkinson and Omar Karoma again. And then in this game against Gosport, this was another frustrating one. We went 1-0 down to a penalty. I can't remember what the penalty was for, so I'm not going to say if it was or not a penalty. But then we equalised with Kevin Cranz, who's been a very good signing. And then James Harper, Scored a brilliant goal from just outside the box, placed it in the bottom corner, curled it in, beautiful finish. And then Justin Bennett scored from a corner, which, that really frustrates me on this game because they're so frequent. And Danny Webb, who actually looks to be a decent player apart from his physicals, he scored in the last few minutes. They did what we do against us. It's supposed to be us scoring in the last few minutes. But no. I mean, I'm disappointed we didn't win, but like I said, we're doing so well. A bad run of form was due to happen. Just purely because I can't see us finishing in where we are, and as you can see in the top, we are in third place. But again, another injury today against Simon Dunn, who's out for a few months. Yeah, I've had 4 players this season go out with fractured ribs in games. I don't know how to stop that from happening. But Simon Dunn has actually been a very useful player, very underrated. He hasn't really got any credit from me in any episode, and yet he's done a very decent job. A rating of just under 7, 3 goals, 5 assists with a man of the match. You can't really fault that, really, considering the formation I play where everyone contributes. But anyway, I should quickly show you a roundup of the transfers. As you can see, I'm nearly £3,000 over my wage budget, but it is necessary this season because I genuinely do not know my strongest team right now. I'm constantly rotating, which is bad in a way, but it's good in another way, in the sense that I'm constantly getting better players in. It's just I don't know exactly where to play them right now. But getting there. Like I said, I'm getting there slowly. Anyway, signings since the last episode. When was the date of the Bromley game? That'll give me an idea. 28th of October. So you've seen all the transfers in October. Yes, because I just signed Connor O'Sullivan because I needed a left back. Anyway, since then, we signed 2 keepers and a striker. First one's Simon Locke. He was a very good young keeper, sorry. I think he could be a pretty long-term save? Goalkeeper. Bloody hell, my words are getting really muddled up right now, but we'll roll with it. But yes, he could be here for a while. He's only 23. He's probably about on par with the keeper we got on loan from Reading. Stats are very similar. And the other keeper I signed was Cameron Belford, who's probably just about my number 1 right now in terms of stats, but he hasn't played that well. I mean, in the league he hasn't done too bad, but he was the one who conceded 3 against Eastbourne, so I wasn't too happy with that. And he's only on 1-year deal, so I'm not sure what to do with him, because he's on £250 a week. I think I just signed him because I needed a keeper, and then I realised Simon Locke was available, and then the thing is, I confirmed them both still for some reason. I don't know why, but it's good to have depth, I suppose. So we now have 4 keepers in this squad, and the last one, Jamal Branco, who I think could be a very good player, only 19 years old. It was actually my director of football who did this. I didn't tell him to do it, he just did it. He's got good stats, to be honest, and he has made a bit of an impact so far. Scored a couple. I think he scored 2 winners in both. He scored a winner in the league, but he scored against Dover in the cup, which was a meaningless goal. But he did score the winner in the league. He's only, again, his contract runs out at the end of the season, but I am definitely renewing his because he is a very good player for this level. 13 finishing, 13 first touch, 12 off the ball, relatively decent pace, decent heading, decent teamwork and work rate as well. So he could be a very useful player for us, and he is only 19, so he will hopefully get a little better. Whether or not he actually does get better because of our training facilities remains to be seen, but we'll see how it goes. There's been 2 players out. Sam Argent, I didn't release. I just offered him out on a free, and St Neots put in a bid, and it took him his £200 a week off the wage bill. And Kieran Malin's gone out on loan to, was it Kingstonian? Indeed it was. He has a little bit of potential. There's a lot of stats in like the higher single digits, like 7s, 8s and 9s in the physicals. And his technicals could do a bit of work, but his defensive technicals aren't too bad. But is it the anticipation and teamwork that I'm worried about? It's only 5 and 6, so I'm not too happy with that. And his concentration, I've just noticed, is only 2. So he probably isn't going to make it, actually, thinking about it. But anyway, that's the transfers as well, so we're all up to date on that. I'll quickly show you the league. As you can see, we're in third, although Hayes and Yeading do have a game in hand over us. So we are doing very well. Bournemouth are running away with the league, and Concord have a bit of a gap to us, Hayes and Yeading and Whitehawk. So I think the playoffs is the maximum what we can achieve this season, but I don't think we'll do it. Like as I said earlier, we are going to go through a bad run of form. I'm sure of it, and it's just a matter of time for it to arrive. Till it arrives, sorry, and it might actually be here now, because we have lost in all competitions 3 out of our last 4. But today we are at home against Staines, who are mid-table, so it's a winnable game. Excuse me. And let's get straight into the tactics. Here we go. I'm sticking with this 3-5-2 or whatever you want. Well, it's not really a 3-5-2. It's only got one striker for a start. Well done, me. I don't know if you want to call it 5 at the back or 3 at the back, but we're sticking with it. Although, if the first half performance isn't great, like the team we're facing can counteract the formation, I do tend to change by doing this. I don't know if I mentioned in the previous episode. I'll either do that to get more of a foothold in centre midfield, or I will do something like this. And then either do that, which some people may think is suicidal, but this, on direct passing, works so well, because these players just stay up front and these players just stay at back. And when you're playing direct passing, where you're just pretty much hoofing the ball forward on Route 1, you don't really need a midfield, because you literally, defence are looking to get the ball as far forward as quickly as possible. So I tend to do variants like that, but we are going to stick with the 5 at the back right now. No, you stay there. You do that. Swap those 2 over. Like that. There we go. Harper should be an advanced playmaker on support. Like that. Dunn is injured, so he's going to have to come off. Who's going to go on the left today? Ellis Lentil. He's only played 1 game so far, but his finishing's only 1, his crossing's only 3. So he won't be playing. We're going to put Chris Flood there. He hasn't played for a while. He's actually better, according to this circle thing here, than Simon Dunn, so that's interesting. Richard Langley can come back on the bench instead of Louis Saws, because Langley can play all over midfield. And I think that will do. Actually, what's the fitness like? Oh, Liskov needs to come off. Okay. Who have we got? Oh, this isn't good. Luke Ifill can go there, but he's not the best centre-back in the world. So he's going to go in the middle because he's the most limited, so he'll need the most cover. So he will stay in the middle. As you can see, I'm having to play Lloyd Macklin at right wing-back because both Nathan Smart and Robbie Rice cannot play. Robbie Rice is another one. He's out for 2 months in training. This injury was with a lower back stress fracture. And it's annoying because he's actually been one of my favourite players so far in this save, because he is a no-nonsense player. His aggression's only 8, but if you see him in the games, it doesn't seem like it's 8, because he goes crunching in tackles, and 9 times out of 10 he comes out with the ball. So he has been one of my favourite players so far in this save. So it's disappointing that he can't play. And we have no other fit right back, because like I said, Nathan Smart is suspended because he got sent off in the cup game, and I think I released the other one because he got sent off twice, didn't he? That's right. I could always put Ray there, but today where I feel has to play, and he is not a great centre back, I'm going to stick with the 3 so they can cover his limitations really. So yes, let's get into the game. I think we'll do that. We're at home. I'm going to go attacking actually. Retain possession, higher tempo, more expressive. In fact, we're going to be more disciplined. That might be why we're conceding so many goals right now. Like I said, I do tend to just tweak with instructions with this team, because I'm still yet to find out one that will completely work. We find ones that work against certain oppositions, but not against the others. I want one that's a generalised tactic, so a generalised tactic that works against everyone with just subtle changes. And I think this is it. But I'm yet to find the instructions or the players that work with it, which is why I'm constantly just changing it the slight things every now and then. I mean, in a way, I may be changing too much in the fact that the players aren't getting time to get used to it. But as you can see, the familiarity is almost 2/3 up. Whereas come the last episode, I think it was down like about 1/3. So they're doing well. But yes, we're going to go in with that because I don't want to keep rabbiting on, because the episode will start to stretch to like 30-35 minutes, and we don't want that. Okay, they're playing 5 in midfield. Okay, that could be potentially problematic if their players can pass a ball. His is between 4 and 12, so he's not the best at passing a ball. Willoughby, or Wilby, he looks like he can pass a ball. He looks to be a fairly solid player for 18. Let's get a scout report on him. His contract ends. Oh, he's on loan, that's why. What about his actual contract then? Okay, still ends at the end of the season, so he might be an option. And Gorman. Again, he doesn't look like he's best at the passing of ball, but his all-round stats, especially his physicals there, they all look like, apart from jumping reach, they'll be in double figures, so he could be an interesting one to look at. Again, he's on loan, so let's have a look at his contract. I can approach to sign. Okay, how much is he on? £80 a week? Not interested right now. Okay, we'll wait till the end of the season, see if they do give him a new contract. On the wing, he looks pretty decent. His contract ends at the end of the season, so get a scout report on him. And the other winger is Kyle Patterson, who looks pretty quick. Although according to this, he can't play out wide, so that's interesting. He's on non-contract terms. Okay, I'm going to get a scout report on him because I might sign him up after this game. So let's just go straight into it. I expect to win because I don't want another defeat. We need to get back into winning ways. Anyway, let's go. We have kick-off for the first half. This is good play to start, but we've lost it as soon as I say that. And as usual, the first highlight means absolutely nothing. Oh, another knock. Oh, for God's sake. His fitness has gone back up to 60, so if it go... Oh, hello. Near post OP. Loving a bit of that. Although we scored and we've gone down a position to 4th. Makes sense. Moss's fitness is staying at 60. If it goes down any further, and it's going down now, yeah, we're going to have to take him off. Richard Langley can come in. Bit of experience in midfield. Landing and Harp, I think they're both about 35, so they're not the quickest. So hopefully we can just keep the ball so they don't pass it around us, because they won't keep up. And they've got everyone back. They're not really attacking still. So hopefully we can capitalise on this. Although we've only had one shot ourselves, but that's a cracking ball. Can Kranz get there? He can, but he took too long. That's a penalty. Indeed, it is. This is a good performance so far. That we've done enough. We're not playing particularly well, but again, we've done enough. That's what makes a good side, I think. Like United have done many times, like Chelsea, City in recent years. They don't have to always play well, but they do enough to get results, and that's what we're doing this season. Like, we've had 2 clear-cut chances this game. We've scored them both. That's brilliant stuff. Just like we should be going back to winning ways. 2-0 at half-time at home. Surely we can't throw this away. Although now I've said that, watch us actually now throw it away. We're going to say, don't get complacent. And it's a relatively good team talk, which is nice. So it's actually been a very boring game so far. There's only been 2 highlights and they've both been goals. Yeah, I'm not moaning at that. Although we're through again. Oh, Kranz has missed another one. Oh, you absolute... Oh. Bloody hell. That's the only problem with Kranz, because he's not an out-and-out striker. He does miss simple chances, but then he'll score from 20 yards. So I don't want to drop him just yet. And as I don't play a centre attacking mid, I've got no other way of playing him right now. So I don't want to just change the formation just to accommodate him. And at the minute, none of my other strikers are scoring as regularly as him. I think he's got something like 6 goals in 10 games in all competitions or something like that. Oh, that's a decent effort, although Moore should have held on to it. So that's their first highlight of the game. Watch it be a goal from a corner. Oh, it almost was. I wouldn't say it's a great save. He just kind of flapped his hands at it and just hoped for the best. And luckily for him, it came off. It's another corner, though. That's more like it. That's what you should have done with the last one. Just clutch it out from the air and keep hold of it. Just going to stick with this for now, because they're still not creating much. They are coming at us a bit more, as you can see by the stats. They've had 4 shots now, and they had a lot more of the ball. They've got a free kick now. Come on, get the ball, get the ball. Oh, that was close. That was very close. Okay, we're going to go to control. Lower the tempo a little bit. You just need to keep the ball short pass and get rid of that. I'm going to drop deeper, so there's no gaps. Everything else can stay the same for now. I don't want to lose my grasp on this game. They're starting to dominate. They've had 8 shots now. We haven't had one in this second half at all. They are really starting to come out. So that's a cracking tackle though. James Harper with the ball. Langley just lumps it forward. Kranz has done well though. Flood should have done better there. We've got a lot of players on the booking, I've noticed. I think it's 3 or 4 players, which is... well, 2. Okay, fair enough. Flood with the free kick. Ooh, that wasn't a bad effort, mate. Well done. We're starting to come into the game a little bit again now. Although, as I say that, they have a highlight. If they score this, we're in trouble. Oh, I thought I was in. Oh, God. Right, okay. 10 minutes to go. Let's just shore up the defence a little bit by bringing on... oh, actually, we haven't got many defensive options on the bench. Okay, we're going to drop Harper down there. So we've got an extra ball-winning midfielder on support. I'm not going to put him as out-and-out defence because I do want him to kind of distribute the ball a little bit. Langley is a sub already, so I don't really want to take him off. You could always get rid of hit early crosses, overlap, but don't play wide. My reason for that is I'm going to... no. Yes, actually, yeah. I'm going to do this. Drop him into midfield, because he can play in midfield, but it's not his preferred role. Him up top. Actually, no. Stick him there. Oh, decisions. Where can you play? No, you can't. I know what I want to do. I just need to find the right way of putting my players. I want to play those 6 in my defensive areas. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Then have something like that. So, like I said, we look for the overlap. So they look to get forward still, but my defenders stay where they are. Ball-winning midfielder stays where he is, and these two just kind of go along with it. Like if we're pushing forward, they kind of slowly go forward. If we're not in control of the ball, they drift back. But I need to find someone who can play either in centre midfield or just behind a striker, because I can do that. But I need someone who can play. Can you play there? Oh no, not at all. What about you? Not at all. None of my centre backs can play. I mean, he's a yellow there. I mean, means he can do kind of a job. If I put him as a shadow striker, he's effectively just being a striker, and you can be advanced forward like that. Then Kranz can go as centre midfielder on support. Deep Langley can stay on support as well. I will actually put Harper on defend like that. And we are looking for the overlap. Low crosses still, because I don't think Palmer Samuels is great in the air. No, 4. So he's absolutely atrocious in the air. So we'll stick with the low crosses on. So that way they're effectively through balls. And Palmer Samuels has just come on, hasn't he? Indeed he has. Okay. We need... if only I had players... what are you out there? Swap you 2 over. Yeah, we'll do that. It's going to go horribly wrong. But... this season was all about experimenting, see what works and see what doesn't. We're going to go with that. Sorry that took so long to do that. I had to really think about what I could do. And, well, it's kind of worked, in the sense that they haven't had a highlight until now. So we have just completely seen the game out, but we didn't do anything with the ball ourselves. Although we have got the possession much more in our favour since the last time. We was around about 42%, we're now on 48%. Okay, so that kind of worked. I'm going to say that's a good performance. because we just kept them at arm's length away. And we have closed the gap a little bit on Bournemouth, as they must have drew. Who did they play? Bournemouth. They played Bishop Stortford at home. We were right down there in 18th place. Okay. Oh, we spawned. They were not in the division below us. They're in the same one as us, but they're right at the bottom. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's a decent victory, that. Where are Staines? Oh, they were 10th, weren't they? Now down to 12th. They've got some games in hand. But, yeah, we're back to winning ways. It wasn't the greatest of performances, but we did what we needed to do. And that's obviously score the goals and then make sure they don't. It's as simple as that. There's nothing complicated about that performance at all. And we do actually have a game in hand over Whitehawk, who are immediately below us. So we could actually pull a little bit of a gap. So you never know. The longer we stay in the playoffs, the more I actually start to think we might actually have a chance. But anyway, we're going to... Oh, God, we've got a game in 2 days' time. Then facing Staines again. Okay, we have a bit of a congested fixture list here, so this could make things interesting. But anyway, I don't want to say any more, because this episode is long enough already. The next episode will probably be around here. I'm not going to give an exact game, because like I said in the previous episode, I'll just forget and just do it whenever. But I will stick to around these 4 games here. So around the end of February, beginning of March is when I'm going to do it. Although we only have 3 games in March. So I might even push it to there. We'll just see. It'll be sometime in February and March. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, there's not anything else to cover. So if you enjoyed and think we're doing a good job so far, please leave a like. It would be most appreciated. And I'll see you next time.